Dragon.
Yeah, this place is going to hell. Let's just leave. So let's jump back in. Setting the scene.
I'm almost completely ready, guys.
Our adventurers had just finished their dealings with the king and queen. They are outside in the more town market area of this dwarven citadel. They were going to resupply, restock, and possibly at some point sit down amongst themselves and figure out what the heck they were going to do. And right about that time, also, one big, other big main thing that happened in our last episode is that our monk received a important personal missive that caused him to have to deal with some personal issues. So he is going to leave the group, and he headed out pretty quickly after he had learned of some information that involves his past. And so he is riding towards a monastery, and that's about as much as the information they got out from him before he left. But then they also met up with a druid who had known the group through the group, some of the exploits the group has done, as far as some of the things they've partaken in, and the druid was looking for them to join up with them, as he kind of felt like he wanted to put a stop to some of the stuff that was going on. So they all definitely recapped that better in the last episode that we did, which was not last week but the week before, and that is up on YouTube if you want to go ahead and check it out. And we'll put this one up just like all the others, and I think we'll jump in. So that's where we are. We're in the middle of a dwarven market area. It's kind of a market area that would have a little bit of everything. Citadel Felbar is a big citadel. It's one of the big kind of probably Silver March dwarven bastions that are still out there. Sometimes it's been overrun once or twice in the past, but they've always been able to recapture it, rebuild it to its former glory, and use it as a standpoint for a stronghold area for the dwarves of the Ravin Mountains and such. So the group is in the market area. You've had plenty of time to do whatever you need. Also, I guess here's another piece. Our characters did reach 6th level upon completing that final quest and dealing with the artifacts finally, which was what they were looking for, and they are now all 6th level. So I kind of thought we wouldn't do a training montage, but we are kind of in Citadel Felbar. So we kind of could. I mean, we could even spend a week, or whatever you guys think is appropriate for your training montage. Get those out of the way, and then we could continue on. We could even have, I mean, really, to make things easy, Harshnag would be willing to travel with the gold down to Sundabar to deliver it, and so by the time he got back, your guys' training montage would be done, and that would easily kind of take up maybe a week's worth of time, and then explain how you guys got your new abilities. What's everybody think about that?
Good man, Hashnar. Hashguard. Whatever.
Hashnag.
Naggar.
Harshnag.
Guard. Hashnag.
I gotta go to find it because now I'm all confused. Harshnag.
Nag, that's what it is.
Yeah. All right. So let's say that happens. He's willing to do that, and that way you guys can talk back to the person you talked at Hawk's Nest, and you can tell them that you delivered the wages to Sundabar. He's willing to do that, knowing that you're going to spend, 7, 8, maybe 10 days in Felbar before heading out, and then he will come back up here and meet you along the road during that time. So during that time, you guys have 10 days of seeking training while you're here at Citadel Felbar. It would be easy to find any type of class, any type of trainer, any type of mentor that you might need to help you with your 6th level abilities, whatever those may be. And so we can go through our little montage so that our audience will know what you guys got for your new 6th level. So Who wants to start off? Who got theirs nailed down?
Not me.
Finn can.
All right, Finn's going to start us off. So, Finn, our paladin, you have a training montage. Tell us what you got, and then maybe you can RP us how you got it.
Well, there's nothing these dwarves can teach me in terms of my religion. So he spends the week instructing Smiles on the religion of Corellian, and at the end of that time period, Finn actually becomes a little more holy and gets his aura of protection, which gives him his charisma bonus on all of his saving throws, as well as anybody within 10 feet. And Smiles is an apt student, and he does not jump right into the faith yet. He pretty much did nothing but fighting for his second level, so he's going to become a second level fighter.
That's the only thing you get going to 6th level paladin?
Got this kick-ass ring of protection.
Oh, well, the magic item.
Do I get one of those going to 6th level?
Yeah, everybody gets some.
Sweet.
Oh,
If you stand
DM
near
said
me.
it.
Too late. He said it. I wrote it down.
I got one now.
It's a deal.
That's fine, because I gave all the mobs a +2 swords. So
Oh.
it all works out. All right. All right, so our paladin and it's one of our, if you were old school Dungeons and Dragons, it'd be the henchmen, right? Because in old school Dungeons and Dragons, you always had henchmen and hang-arounds and all that kind of stuff.
Torch
so this
bearers.
is like 5th edition henchman going on here with Smiles, who, if you don't know in our audience, is a Uthgard barbarian who was, as a prisoner, slain by someone in our group, and Finn took it upon himself that was not a righteous act, so had him resurrected at the cost of giving up his plate armor to pay for it, and then resurrected this Uthgard barbarian, who now has seen Corellian's light, or is starting to see Corellian's light.
You can say murdered. Don't whitewash it. That's what happened.
That's your group. I'll let you guys deal with that. All right, so that's our paladin and our Uthgard barbarian, who is now a 2nd level fighter. Does he get anything at 2nd level, or is just?
Yeah, he does. He gets action surge.
Oh, nice.
Which
Second
gives him-
wind.
I think he had second wind at first
Okay.
level. Second level, if he can push himself beyond normal limits and take one additional action on top of his regular actions.
Sweet. All right. That then. Well, let's go down the list on my screen here. Ian, is your character all set for 6th level?
Yep.
All right. Tell us what you got and give us a little training montage of how you got it.
So again, don't get that much, but I do get a my new favorite enemy, which is, surprise guys, giants. And what that gives me is basically I had a +2 to my favorite enemies, and now I have +4 to my damage roll. So now I get to hit them for 4 more damage whenever I hit them. Also, I don't know. I don't really want to talk to any dwarves. Not a big fan. But I'm sure I eventually have to speak to one, and I'm like, hey, giants, right? No, you know what? I don't talk to them. I talk to Harshnag before he leaves. Fuck dwarves. And I'm like, hey, Harshnag, tell me a little bit about giants. Like, what are your weaknesses and such like that? Like, where's that? Because, in humans, we have that one thing, or else they have that other thing that you want to hit. And Harshnag was like, well, there's this place behind, right there where you try to itch and you can never scratch it. And right there is a perfect place to hit with your arrow. And so now I know how to hit them a little bit harder. Also, I now know more about their abilities and such, so I get advantage on saving throws on any ability they have.
That'll be nice.
Mm-hmm. And there's another thing I get with favorite enemies, but it's not that interesting, and I can't remember it right now.
Is it something about tracking, or is that not?
Oh, well, yeah, that just comes with favorite enemy, though. I get advantage on my survival checks to track, and intelligence checks to recall information about them, along with probably some other stuff that I won't bore you with. And I get Natural Explorer because we're doing this hybrid UA PHB Ranger. For Natural Explorer, I'm using the PHB, and with everything else, I'm pretty much using it from the UA, the Unearthed Arcana, because we just thought Natural Explorer was a little bit OP, just starting off the bat that you get like everything in the wilderness. So I picked my second favorite terrain at 6th level, which is now grassland. So anytime I'm on grasslands, I have advantage on my initiative. I get, on my first turn of combat, I have advantage on attack rolls against creatures that haven't acted yet. And when I track other creatures on my my favorite terrain, I know their exact numbers, their sizes, and how long ago they passed through the area when I track them. Also, just difficult terrain doesn't slow my group's travel. I can't get lost except by magical means. Even when I'm engaged in other activity while traveling, foraging, navigating, and tracking, I remain alert to danger. And if I'm by myself, I can move stealthily at a normal pace. And I find a lot of food and such. And and I learned Draconic. That probably I had to learn I had to talk to a dwarf to learn that guy. So I was just like, hey. So Draconic.
Copy's got it.
I talked to
taught you.
Thank God. I don't have to talk to any dwarves during this adventure. I'm like, Coffee, do you know Draconic?
I do.
I'm like, would you be willing to teach me?
Surely.
Yes. Elf power, guys. And I just got a little bit more hit points, and I think that's it.
All right. Awesomely done. And actually, there are probably more than just dwarves in Citadel Felbar. There's always going to be other emissaries and other visitors. So you can kind of play it off that way also. But I think that was good how you did it. All right. Then let's
I'm a
go
wood elf, guys. Give me a
to
break.
Coffee. I didn't hear you complaining about telling us what you're doing yet. So let's go to Coffee and find out what he got for 6th level.
That's all I got.
So for 6th level, Coffee actually becomes a 5th level wizard. So he got access to 2 3rd level spells. So he spent time in the Citadel's mage area, wherever that is, talking to some wizards to research and learn the haste spell and the lightning bolt spell.
Sweet. Yeah, there's probably a mage quarter. There's even like probably rune priests and all that kind of stuff that are kind of like mages. But there's also, I'm sure there's probably human mages here. There's probably, I don't know, there might be an elf or two running around as emissaries from other areas.
I'll learn from those guys, not these beard goblins.
Yeah, all the dwarf hate. It's just crazy.
Slings and arrows. Slings and arrows.
So Coffee is set. Let's move on to we've got Ardrith. I stalled it long enough for you as I could.
Oh, I already decided I'm good.
All right, so Ardrith also became our 6th level bard. So go ahead.
So the first thing that Ardrith does is walks over to one of the guard and asks them to pull up their map HUD display and show him throughout this citadel where a warlock and a druid are at. My really bad WoW reference there, anyways.
He says they're easy to find because they'll have a big exclamation point above their head.
Right over top of their heads. Thank you. So, anyways, Ardrith actually does happen to find a dwarf, and there is a college here, the College of Lore for Bards. So one of the things that dwarves are good for is song. And so he spends this time at the college while we're there and learns from the dwarfs what he finds to be an amazingly humorous spell, which is called one of the things that dwarves are good Eldritch Blast. And he learns it from one of the warlocks there. And what he likes most about this is it gives him a cantrip that he can use to cast a bolt out at his enemies and cause damage to them while still doing other pieces. Eldritch Blast. So that he finds, and he learns it from one of the warlocks there. And what he likes, but the other piece that gives him a cantrip is amazingly, there's this dwarf gardener who understands the complexities of plants and other pieces. And he teaches Ardrith during this time plant growth. And it gives him the ability to create large hedge fields and other things to slow down enemies, but also to create areas of fertile growth for farmers if he concentrates long enough. But with all things being said and done, while he's out one day with this gentleman, they come across somebody out in the wild. And while he's there, this individual is a druid who teaches Ardrith the art of calling lightning. Much to be known about that spell in the future, as Ardrith is hesitant to release its power within the castle. But if all of that wasn't quite enough, Ardrith also learned the amazing skill of counter charm, which, if he were to concentrate long enough, could potentially remove charm spells upon our party. Ha ha.
Nice.
That's what I did.
Well, that works out. And that leaves our final character, our newest character in the campaign, our druid, which is Edrim. So Edrim, how did you end up spending the week and getting yourself to 6th level? What did you pick up for your 6th level bump?
You're muted.
Well, actually, I didn't even see... Yeah, there he is. I didn't see him in chat. He must have like a microphone mute on or something.
Yeah, or
did he step away?
Nope, he's there. I see him on camera.
Talk.
Yep, there you are.
Okay, you guys hear me now?
Yep.
It would have been advantageous for him to go with Hashnak, actually. Get out in the wilderness. And the only thing that he really picks up at 6th level is another animal form for wild shape.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So he would have spent the week picking Hashnag's brain about what's been going on with these giant assaults and practicing his new form. And that's pretty much it.
All right, yeah, cool. So you get a new shape, and we'll see more of the druid abilities as we get to go, as it's a new character to our campaign. Although we did have a druid before, Armel, who you never know could always make an appearance someday down the line. But all right, so our characters are 6th level, which they probably have needed for a while since they've been fighting fire giants constantly. Though they have been picking the fights, so I'm not too sorry for them. But you also have a week or 7 to 8, maybe 10 days to deal with any shopping or anything else that needs to be done before Harsnog comes back. So what would the group, is there anything that we need to take care of equipment-wise, group-wise? You probably should discuss if you guys have finally finalized your magic item distribution, because I know that conversation took place after the session ended 2 weeks ago, so our audience may not have heard exactly where things fell.
Greybeard ended up with the giant strength belt, and Finn ended up with the protection ring, and we don't know who has the wind bracers. It was discussed that we might give them to Edrim, or one of the non-melee characters.
They're like a white elephant gift at Christmas.
I think they should be rotated around the party throughout the entire campaign.
If you draw the short star, you have to.
Okay, I got it. Here's what happens: if you use it in a combat, then you get to give it to someone else.
Oh my god.
Nice. And you get to pick who has to wear
You get to pick who it does.
If it's really that bad, you could sell them.
No, because they're useful. Just very, very rarely.
Not by anyone.
Just not to the melee characters. telling you, slowing down guys who are charging at you when you're firing your bow or casting spells is a good thing. I don't see how you guys don't see that.
It's a
I
great
think
thing
you should
in
use
a
it to
dungeon.
close distance,
In a
Greybeard.
dungeon, yeah.
Just
How could
we
You
haven't
could
been in a
just like
dungeon yet.
blow it from behind you and close distance.
have little Spider-Man wings?
Exactly.
I just keep laughing because it's like a 10-foot corridor, right? I mean, it's like out in the open. It's like, oh, there's a 10-foot corridor there that's blocking me. I will take 2 steps to the left. I can run now.
Exactly. I like Tigre's idea. Just if you use them, pass them on. I like it.
All right.
That way
well,
we could see who's it's
So
useful.
Ian volunteered to go first. That's what I heard.
exactly. That's what I heard too. Ian has them.
Well, I've had them and I've already used them, so in combat.
Here's the thing. If you have them, you can't get any more magic items. So everyone's just going to be using them to try to...
That's right. You got your one.
Got your one. Until you get rid of it, you can't get any.
That's the stigma on the bracers. So, or you can give them the smiles.
I was
That's
thinking
all
we
you
could
guys
do
are going to
smiles,
find for
that's
the
what we all
next
thought.
6 magic items.
I
you
know,
find
that's
are gonna
what
be
I'm saying.
bracers of wind.
That's what I'm saying. It's not
Yeah,
right.
give them the smiles. That's a
I think
good
they'd be
like use
perfect
of.
for smiles.
He can use
Keep
it
them
for
alive to get to level 4.
controlling the battlefield for us like a true squire.
There you go. He'll keep people from getting behind you, Finn.
All right, I'm writing them down.
Okay.
Unless Edrim wants them, in which case, yeah, I'm right.
I can already do that. Be of any benefit to me.
So there.
Yeah, but do you have to memorize the spell?
Yes.
Oh,
But you're going to be like an animal most of the time, aren't you?
Probably.
That probably won't be useful for him. I don't know. I say Smiles. I vote Smiles has them.
all right. He's got them on his sheet.
Miles, the windbreaker.
My vote is Smiles gets all the items. Like, give him the
Nice.
belt,
The
the,
wind
ring,
breaker.
and the bracers.
We'll talk about it once he's no longer a one-hit KO.
Yeah, you got more hit points now. Could be getting close.
That's 90% of this party is a one-hit KO. What are you talking about?
That's true.
So is there any other outstanding magic items then at that point?
There shouldn't be.
Nope.
The one of the things that I wanted to make sure or talk about was taking. I know we mentioned it earlier, but talking to the dwarves about turning at least one of those dragon scales into a shield for Finn, because I think he's the only shield user.
I use them now too.
Ah, okay. So
And would also like to be measured up for some plate to be constructed and picked up at some point.
Mithril.
So, Lucian, what would it cost us, I guess, to have 3 dragon shields made?
Fantastic question. Go to the store here. Well, in my mind, these black dragon scales are big enough. Each one of them is big enough to create a shield. And in many ways, to me, they're going to be better than a regular shield. So I think once the dwarves, you would have to talk to a dwarf smith for sure that could work these 3 black scales, and they actually would probably turn out to be +1 shields.
Resistance to acid, by chance?
I think you would get advantage on the saving throw versus the acid breath.
Good call. Okay.
But that also means that these will take a little bit longer. And they create them in a week would be the question. And of course, my DMG is some. All right, so they're going to start working on those. Let's see. Oh, well, if you guys have the money for them. What was the other thing you were asking for? You're asking for plate mail. Kitting you out in plate mail. 1,500 gold pieces is the typical price. So who is going shopping for these? Who wants to try to haggle a price for
Finn
plate
will
mail?
go.
Right, so let's see a roll from Finn on persuasion.
I'm going with him,
to
too.
see if you can get a good
Going to
price.
assist me?
Why, yes, I do. Because I've got a 6 in that one.
Well, what assist means is that Finn then gets advantage. So we'd only still need one roll, but that's a cool roll. So yeah, they're due to the armor you talked to, who is also a longtime friend of Gelrun, which was the dwarf you brought back to Citadel Felbar, and as also maybe a personal favor from the king and the queen. He's willing to do fitted plate mail for you for 500 gold pieces, which is quite a bit less than normal. And he's willing to do the shields for 500 gold pieces apiece.
I've got 3 platinum, 28 gold, and 128 silver right now.
All right, he shows you the door. No, just kidding.
He can try.
He's like a 50th level.
50? Yeah!
You know,
50th
like,
level
yeah,
art-
We take
an
Finn
artisan.
to fight the giant.
yeah,
What's
he's a
conversion?
blacksmith. 50th level blacksmith.
What's conversion on a platinum piece over to gold?
10.
5 gold. Is it? Oh, that was
Oh.
It's 10. It's all 10, 10, 10.
Yeah,
So
So
I
how much
see.
was it for armor for him again?
500.
500
So-
for plate, 500 per shield you want made out of the black dragon scale.
Finn, I'll give you 5 platinum and 150 gold to help with the armor.
How much do you still need after that?
That should be 200 gold total.
Well, he's not going to have that armor done like this week, I'm assuming. Is he?
No, I think we'll have it done in the 10 days so we don't have
Oh,
to spend
all
any
right.
more time.
So I will give you 200 gold towards it.
Where'd you guys get all this money? I've got like 60 gold.
No, you should have had, like, I mean, if you're tracking with everybody else in the party, you should be closer to 5.
Oh,
I don't know how much did you
wait a
spend,
minute.
Greybeard? 5 platinum pieces?
See, it is the problem. Greybeard played me one time, and that must have been when we got all the money.
Right. And then all the
Oh,
money
that's
went
when
to
you
his
gave
pocket.
him all your money. That's right.
Exactly.
No,
Yeah,
I
he-
remember that well.
He sent me a message that said, T-Greg gives Greybeard all,
Weird,
my
all
money.
his money. No,
I don't know why, but
I just didn't write it down. I'm sorry. Though I do probably have a note somewhere which has that on it.
You wrote down the money we got last time, right, Tigre?
No.
The 2 platinum, 28 gold pieces, and 35 silver?
No.
Speaking of, did you write that down, Finn? Because you should have like 5 platinum, I
did.
think. Okay.
I did. I got it.
Right.
So,
Thank you.
I wrote
I've got over half right now. So
I
could I
some.
could I buy it on a loan from him and pay him back next time we're through?
Well, and I gave you 200 just now, too. So
Yeah, just
Well,
Yep.
we've got 3. I don't know about you guys, but we got 3 chests full of gold sitting here.
no, we already sent those off.
Oh, god dang it!
They also have like
Stupid
nothing
elves.
inside of them.
well, he kind of eyeballs it and he says, well, I would be willing to take 2 of these black dragon scales off your hands to maybe ease the transaction.
Oh no, fuck off.
He gives you a nasty eyeball. Why is the elf here?
Trying to find the notebook where I wrote.
To be rude, pain in the butt.
We just come back to the group. We can give you money, Finn.
He points at a sign on the desk that says "No arrogant elves allowed."
Ooh,
It's not-
That leaves us
Isn't
out.
that
I was going to
redundant?
say coffee couldn't get within blocks of the place. Boom, boom. That's like a barrier.
Whatever.
All right, well, let's regroup and talk to everybody.
Sounds great. Give him 2. I mean, yeah. Give him 2.
Or we can
Of the
sell those
scale.
bracers. What do those bracers sell for?
Like 2 gold.
The braces sell for.
We don't have a price.
1 million gold pieces.
No. Good call.
Do they list a selling magic item list table somewhere?
Well, it's by rarity,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a range within the rarity.
Mm-hmm.
So I am in the magic section currently. Bracers of wind are not listed. Bracers of archery are uncommon. Defense are rare. That's the only 2 bracers they have listed.
Let's see.
So uncommon items are generally 500 coin. Pretty sure we'll go to the beginning of this part.
Maybe he'll take the bracers for it.
Those poor bracers, man. We're gonna be in the dungeon one day. We're gonna be like, no,
Uh-huh.
why didn't we keep them?
Yep.
No, here's what's gonna happen. Someday later, we're gonna encounter Snigbat's kid. What was his? He'll have the bracers on him, and Greybeard will try to charge him and just keep getting blown away while they just arch him down.
All right.
They
Okay.
would definitely be uncommon because they're basically like they're almost like a ring of spell storing. It just has one ring, one spell.
Yeah. So under saleable magic items, common are 100, uncommon are 500, rare 5,000, very rare 50,000, and that's all they list.
How much money did you say you
So
had?
between
Tigray?
2 dragon scales and those.
Say that again.
How much money did Tigray say he had?
I had my starting money.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You haven't put anything down since your starting money?
Nope. Greybeard's been hoarding all the money.
No. You have not been listening because Ian's been busting my chops every time.
Yeah. Oh no.
Though, if you didn't clear chat, I'm sure you could at some point scroll through chat and find all the times that she put it in there. Like I'm looking at one right now. 2 platinum, 28 gold, and 35 silver was the last.
Yeah, I figure I'll just put that in because there probably wasn't much more than that, right?
Oh no, we got 136 gold, I think. I'm trying to see what the exact number was because I have like 4 numbers that are circled on that page.
Yeah, and I would say because I've been keeping money divided. Every time you hand me money, I put it in a different column. But I bought Finn some armor. I keep buying us food. And
You bought me the identify spell, right?
And I bought you the identify spell.
Okay, we'll just say that came out of mine then.
That's
Whatever I would have had.
That's 100.
Bought horses at some point.
Oh wow, there was another 3 PP.
Yeah.
Platinum
Oh, he
purchase.
did buy a horse. You bought him a horse too.
Yep.
You guys should all have more than 100 because I zeroed my gold stack when I rezzed Smiles, so I had 128 at least on my sheet.
I just had
Stuff since then.
153.
You've been buying like horses left and right though, because I have like 200 something. Jarl had 200 something also. Going. I'm scrolling, guys. I'll find it eventually.
Anyway, saleable magic items, closing the book. Do we make a deal for plate and one dragon shield for
I can give
for
him
two
money.
dragon shields?
We can also sell the armor I'm wearing, if that would be purchasable.
'Cause I can give you money. I just need to know how much you need.
Another 250.
250. Well, I can give you. Let's see, what are 5 platinum pieces?
Well, but see, so how much are the bracers worth? Have we asked him?
When you show him, do you show him to the dwarf?
Yeah. Ardrith
He
does.
is willing to buy them for 250 gold.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, well, there you go.
So
I will
that's the-
give you 7 gold in the form of copper.
Yeah,
Okay.
he would take it.
So if he buys the bracers, that gets enough for the plate, but that doesn't get enough for any shields.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Trade 2 dragon scales for 1 dragon shield.
Oh, that really hurts. What if he loses one? Can we just have one backup one?
Make dragon plate armor.
Ooh.
That would cost. We'd probably need more, wouldn't we? For armor.
Yes. Yes, we would. I was just looking at the rarity there. And
Let's hunt some more dragons.
So does he accept that deal then, Dan?
Well, I'm hearing all kinds of stuff. So what's the deal now? Break it
all
down. for me.
right. So there's 1 dragon scale shield for the 2 others dragon scales, and then plate at a discount, plus the wind braces to sweeten the pot.
So the wind bracers and some money for the plate, the 2 dragon scales for 1 dragon scale shield. Yeah, he would do that deal.
Okay. Then I only after Ardrith has loaned me the money, then nobody else has to loan me coin at that point. And I thank you very much, Ardrith.
I'm still throwing in my 700 copper.
But of course.
700.
All right.
You guys
Good
tell
deal.
me, is that all your shopping? You're all done? Or you got everything you need?
Well, I'm gonna go buy supplies, just food and coffee, and that was my question. Coffee, and I will keep this note. Is coffee equal to cinnamon, saffron, or cinnamon, saffron, or all right, pick one of those. Which is it? Oh, salt, ginger, or cinnamon. Those were the ones.
Cinnamon.
Cinnamon.
All right.
Nothing's equal to coffee.
All right. I am buying some coffee then and some pipe weed. All right. Oh, I guess what is pipe weed equal to then? Salt or ginger? In trade.
Well, here you could probably get
find
it
them.
for pretty cheap.
Okay.
So I would think it would be something that would be purchasable for a low price in Felbar. So whatever the lowest price is of those.
Sweet. Salt. All right. I will duly note those.
Maybe other places it wouldn't be that way.
All right. There we go.
All right, the shopping spree is done.
Yep.
I'm hoping.
Yeah.
I just stock up on arrows and throw them in somebody's.
You already have 40 arrows in my bag to begin with. Just to let you know.
Alright, I'll top off to
Oh, 50. Okay. So 50 more.
50 more, yeah.
All right. I will change the weight and such in the bag.
They are finely crafted dwarven arrows, and the dwarf smiles when you buy them from him.
Oh.
And he licks them first before he gives them to you.
Dwarf cooties. Dwarf cooties.
Are they going to be long enough?
Oh, shit.
He doesn't care. He's just selling them to you.
Fucking wrecked.
And he can't wait to go to the inn and tell everybody that an elf came and bought some arrows from him.
These arrows are a bit stunty.
What about on the short side?
They can only go half distance because you can't pull the bow back all the way. All right. Shopping spree's done. Magic items distributed. 6th level training montage over. The only thing I'm seeing you guys haven't done yet is talked about what the hell you're going to do next.
Does anybody hold on? Does anybody have a healing kit now that Jarl's gone? Does anybody have one of those?
I've got healing spells, but no kit.
I have one.
And does anybody have any health potions?
Nope.
Just a couple spells.
You should probably go buy one of those, at least one.
Now that Jarl's gone, who's gonna spend the first turn of combat seeing if they can broker peace?
Oh, Greybeard to do that
Great.
with an axe.
Greybeard giving hugs and kisses.
I go try and find some health potions, if any. In
I
this
buy a bouquet of flowers for Greybeard to give out to people.
weird town. Can I find any health potions anywhere, Lucian?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, you'd be able to find them. Normal price. Well, we can roll. You can roll a persuasion to see what the price is.
I would like her to buy me one too.
Okay. It's going to be a
I will
great
give you
price.
money.
Persuasion, you say? Oh, yes. Charisma. Beautiful. Oh, yeah. Look at that natural one.
Yeah. -1. Woo!
That's my
Oh,
second
ouch.
natural one since last night, guys. Just throwing that out there.
So good.
Here, I got a spank to buy some arrows.
No, I rolled really well in that one shot, so now this is just karma.
Yeah, where's the price?
Oh,
Isn't it
yeah,
50
you're-
gold for each one. So, yeah, we will say that unfortunately, this dwarf hates elves as much as elves hate dwarves. So, he's trying to double the price on you. Yeah.
I'll buy
And he smiles wickedly because he seems to have a corner on the market for them.
Just for the record, when people go to buy things, I have a persuasion of +6. Just saying.
You could have come if you wanted to. I was like, I'm gonna go buy some stuff. BRB. Sent out a group chat text, guys. Well, if...
I said hashtag can't hear you.
Can't hear me. Well, I know you can't hear me. If Tigray wanted one, I'll buy him one. Did you give me any range of if it costs more than this? Don't buy
No,
it.
I gave you like 100 gold, and when you get back and tell me that it was 100, I'm just gonna bitch about dwarves.
Oh, I'm so ready for it. I'll buy him one. I won't buy one for me because I fucking hate dwarves. And so I'll buy one.
All right, so you're picking up one healing potion.
And I'll give him the middle finger as I walk out.
He, as you're walking out, he says, "Please come back again."
Do I have any gross?
And what's really good about this potion, you can write it down, is it tastes like the stoutest dwarven ale. Is the way it tastes.
Like cough syrup.
He's gonna bitch the entire. I can't wait for this.
It says potion of healing, dwarven.
In caps with some exclamations.
Which all it was is like a bottle of rum. That's like they just hand you, this is what dwarves heal with, some booze.
That sucks. I'm gonna be like half dead, drink it, and be like, "This is bull."
At least the pain goes away.
I was gonna say, at least you're numb, you know.
Still dying, but no.
All right. Anything else? I'll mark that gold off that you've spent. Most of you should be right back to being broke at this point.
Yeah, I think that's all the money.
Our paladin's back up to plate armor. guess what armor did you have before that? Did you buy
Chain.
splint?
So now
Oh, you were wearing chain.
Smiles is wearing the chain.
Oh, so you'll move it to him. Okay, so Smiles has chain now. Okay. Last piece of business would be what are you guys doing?
We're
I
gonna
just
pull
stocked up
our
on food and
quest
other
journal
stuff.
up and see which one's close.
None of them. Except Duke Zalto. That's the closest one. We have Mirabar all the way up in the north. We had the treasure hunt over in the Desert Valley. We could go back to Noanar's Hold and see what that weird vibe in that town was. And I think that's it.
Well, wherever we go, we're going to have to go back to Everland first, right? For the teleportation square.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't there some dungeon one we were supposed to go to?
Yeah, that's in the Desert Valley. Which is right next
Let's
to
do it.
Well, let me also reiterate. The thing in Mirabar is 5,000 gold. And that's just catching.
Oh wait, let's do that.
And I think we have a TP scroll to Mirabar. I may be wrong.
I think we can get to the teleport area and go there. Although I'm looking for it, I don't see it on my handouts.
Let's see. Yeah, we have one to Neverwinter, Waterdeep, Loudwater,
Yeah,
Everland, and
there's one
Mirabar.
to. It goes to Mirabar from.
You're talking about the
Everland.
inner circles, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
I wrote them down. I wrote them down for
There's
you.
a handout under Start Here or Chapter 3, The Savage Frontier, featured encounter.
There we go.
Oh, there we go. I just have them written.
So, Everlund is the closest that we have to go to first
Mm-hmm.
in order to teleport to the other locations.
Yeah. If you want to teleport.
I just want it noted that for 2 weeks of food for us, I spent 70 gold.
What kind of food
What?
did you buy?
No
The
doubt. What
kind
did you
that-
buy?
The kind that is in rations right
I
here
bought-
in the book.
Rations are like 5 silver pieces a person. I
There's,
just bought my own 5.
There's 7 of us.
Oh, you bought food for everybody? Okay, I can take that.
I've been doing it the whole time.
Oh. I can give myself some silver back.
So ever since I got the bag of holding, so whatever adventure
Nice, I
that
didn't know
was.
that.
Well,
I-
every
Oh, I
time.
forgot I do have a bag of holding, don't I? I forget about that thing.
I always get the cheapest thing, Greybeard, by the way.
Yeah, rations is the 5 silver a day. So we've got 7 people times a week is 10 days times so that's 70 times 5 silver and times 2 ends up being 70 gold.
So that's why we never come to towns. Now I get it. I'll catch you something really nice when we're out in
There
the
you
forest.
go. All right. And that's why I steal from you guys, just to let you know.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It's not because you're buying food.
Hey, I bought Finn armor, and I bought us food, and I pay off merchants.
You would do that if they did need that
Deal,
stuff.
because that's what dwarfs just do.
Yes, I do, but I'm telling you, it works out. I keep
Steal
it all
'cause you're a
separate.
pirate.
I keep it all separate. I can tell you exactly how much I've stolen from you.
Why is create food and water a 3rd level spell now?
I have
Wow.
no idea.
Oh yeah, it's ridiculous. Just like don't spend any. I can catch things when we're out in the field. Don't spend any rations when we're out.
There we go. Put them ranger skills to use.
Technically, I don't think you can catch for all of us. 2 of us would have to go hungry.
No, I catch twice as much. Because I'm a because I'm a wanderer, hermit, one of those, outlander.
I thought it was five people worth of food a day.
Yeah,
You're
for
an
wanderer.
Outlander?
For wanderer, yeah. And then as in my favorite terrain, now I can get twice as much food. than I
Nice.
normally would be able to. So now I can technically feed 10. if we're in the grassland or foresty area.
All right.
And,
Cool.
and then next time we buy food, we make sure that it's Finn and Ardrith doing the haggling on the food.
So we might get a discount. I
They
didn't
might
think
give it
about
to us for free.
that.
We'll sing them a song.
Well, bards have that thing, right?
We do.
You guys eat for free.
Song and dance. We'll sing for our supper.
Well, there you go. All right. So head to Everland. So do we want to go through Hawk's Nest, or do we want to go the southern route with the raft, but we can't take the cart?
Do we want to go through Hawk's Nest to get our reward?
Reward. Do you want to become a paladin of the Order of the Gaunt?
No, I'm already a paladin. The rest of you all wanted riding griffins or something like that, didn't you?
We can't get shit from them.
Griffins.
Our only reward was paladins and clerics are offered membership with the Order of the Gauntlet and made knights. And then in parentheses, I have literally nothing.
Okay.
Well, you know, knights only have to do 40 days of service a year, so
Hey, I'm sure he'd put us up for the night.
yep.
Through Hawks.
And then
Let's do it.
Sure, we can go back through there then. Hit
What do you-
Silvery Moon.
but he does have to buy us clothing every year and keep
Well-
us armed and armored.
Let's see. So we can either go through to Sundabar and Jalanthar and then Everland, or hit Hawk's Nest and Silvery Moon and then Everland.
I say we do Hawk's Nest because that way we don't have to use a raft to go through those hills.
Cool. Let's do it.
I don't want to get my spell book wet.
Did you copy down your spells, by the way? Copy? While we were off?
Yes, I did. Thank you.
Mhm.
I think they're just scrolls, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just scrolls. I'll have to get stuff to prepare them into my spellbook.
There you go. That's also what you do during your 10-day. Did you?
And then
Go ahead.
did we decide that we were going to have those spells that are in the Pretty Woman box? Were we going to have him put those in his book, or what?
Those are the ones.
Okay, so I guess I'll spend in that week in Citadel. I'll get the money spent to scribe those then. I gotta look in the DMG on how much that cost me.
The mugga.
I think it's like 25 gold per level.
I think you're right.
Per spell, you mean?
Yeah. Per spell, per level. Hey, it's not cheap being a wizard.
I can pay for 2 of those. To pay you back for teaching me Draconic.
Deal.
I'll give you 5 of my platinum.
All right, so we're 10 days removed, and you guys are ready to head out in the morning. Is that what I'm hearing?
You know what? Are we going to teleport in Everland with a giant?
Okay, so that means we should probably do something here, because we could send a message to him. We could talk to him.
Can he fit in the bag?
No, definitely not.
His toe, maybe.
You all
I was
can
gonna
fit
say-
in his bag.
Say if we
Are you
chop
saying-
him up,
See, he's fat. Well, we can tell him to meet us somewhere. And he can walk there. Or we could walk... Because this Mirabar one is a little bit kind of sort of maybe on the time limit. It's based off of rumor. A sighting. Like Bigfoot. So we could tell him, I mean, because literally we have nothing, guys. It's literally Mirabar and Desrin Valley and Duke Zalto. Those are our 3 missions right now in life.
Let's go after that bounty.
So, should we tell him to meet us in Tribor?
Yeah, 'cause they'd love a frost giant hanging out.
Well, I mean, he wouldn't.
Well, why don't we have the scene at this point where you guys have left the Citadel, and then, 10 miles down the road, you meet up. Harsnag meets up with you. Maybe the signal is like somebody can fire off a firebolt into the sky or something. Like, mate, what do you got as a cantrip mage?
Wizard.
Coffee.
Let's see. Cantrip, I have Firebolt, Lightning Lure, Message, Booming Blade, and Mage Hand.
Yeah, so maybe like a firebolt goes up and he knows to meet you guys out on the road. So
That'll work.
And the reason he's kind of laying low is because everybody is starting to be petrified of the giants, and they're not. We're in that part of so much bad stuff has happened. Nobody's asking questions first. Everybody's just attacking first and ask questions later mode against giants at this point, which, the giants have been raiding. And so that's why he's been trying to stay away from some of the settlements, not to scare the inhabitants. So you guys are maybe 10 miles, maybe you're just off the road a bit so that nobody interrupts you. And then we just have a scene of you guys discussing with him what you're doing or what you're asking him to do. He's in with your group, listening to you discuss what your next step is.
Can we say that we add up?
I'll ask him what he thinks we should do.
All right.
We add up what?
I was going to say, can we just say, hey, meet us X, and then go do it, and then say we told him to meet us in X? That way we can push the story forward without having to, like, all right, we're going to hear to that. It'll take X number of days, and then do math. I want to skip the math. We just say meet us X when we're done with Y.
Yeah, there's going to be no math. Don't worry.
Okay.
No math involved.
All right. Then role play on.
He's listening to your guys' discussion here of what you want to do.
So we want to head to Mirabar. 50 per spell. I'll give you 100. I'll give you those 5, and I'll give you 50 gold. Coffee.
Here's the other thing, not to segue, but I have to make a intelligence check to see if I'm successful or I destroy the scroll.
Yeah, that's the big caveat.
We knew that was a danger, but I mean, having those spells around so we can have those spells is, I think, worth the danger.
I'm gonna do it.
All right.
I'll definitely do it.
Do you have any?
So go ahead.
Can anybody cast guidance on him before he does it?
Yeah. And Bardic Inspiration.
Yeah, would Bardic Inspiration help?
Done. I
Bless? Oh,
D8.
Sorry, I have guidance.
I don't think bless works in that scenario, but guidance I think is all skill checks.
Yeah, load me up every week at like be here at 5, guys. I'll be ready to try it.
Well, but what's the time it says it takes you to do it?
2 hours.
Yeah, so I'm thinking anything that has a duration of 2 hours or more would count, but a 1-minute guidance on something that takes you that long, I don't think would count.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Do you have
So
anything?
any of those things that you're trying to do that has a 2-hour time limit or more, I think I would rule that you could use that.
Are any of those 2 hours or more? Probably only Bardic, right?
Well, okay. Here's this is what I'm gonna propose. Any of those that's a cantrip, though, couldn't they? Because in cantrip, though, couldn't Edmund just sit there and be like every minute, guide?
can't I do the same with Bardic Inspiration? I can do 3 of them.
How long do they last?
And they're 10 minutes apiece for the guy for that. So technically, you could do half of the time. Just saying.
Well, the Bardic
Yeah, that
Inspiration is
probably
only
won't
used once and then gone. So I have to cast it each time you try to use it.
Yeah, but if it only
But it's only
lasts-
on the roll, right? Yeah, so it's not like he gets 3 rolls to make.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's trying to. I think there needs to be a danger. There needs to be,
I mean, he still has to roll.
especially if you're about to get free spells, which are pretty hard to get normally.
Hey, as long as they're not death saves, I should be good.
Right.
Okay, it's an intelligence arcana check,
Yeah.
All right. Best of luck.
which
buddy.
I don't have proficiency in. What the heck's up with that?
Oh, 'cause you're a
You're
fighter.
a spell
You
singer,
you
so-
made that choice.
'Cause you chose
Fighter first. Yep.
Uh-huh.
All right, here goes the spell.
Okay, what are the target DCs? Hold on.
The DC is 10 plus the spell's level.
Oh.
Hold on, let me get all the lucky charms I have. All right.
So first one you're doing is dispel magic.
Yeah, dispel magic.
And
Oh.
to boot.
Rip.
I didn't like that spell anyway.
Screwed this up.
So
Get all the bugs
yeah.
out. Get them out.
yeah. So not only does it burn up, but now your fingers are blackened, and the spell backfiring on you, and your hair's a little tousled.
All right,
And it
this next
annoys you
one-
to no end.
This next one's gonna hurt.
What's the
This
next
is
one?
flying.
Just do it. Just roll. Oh, coffee, please. These
Are
aren't
you
death
serious?
saves. These aren't death saves.
Have you been using Bardic Inspiration in each of these?
No,
No, they don't count. These aren't units.
that was the best one.
I know.
All right, what's left?
Magic weapon.
That sounds cool.
Fuck.
Come on!
No, you got a 19. This means you're getting good luck now.
I got a 5.
But the second one was 19. You're out of
All right,
below 10s.
that would have already been dead already. All right, so this one is sending.
Fucking hell, coffee, please.
Holy sh!
At least you're not dead, right? At least you're not dying.
I generally don't swear, but mother.
These are
Next
rules.
one is tongues of something.
Many tongues. It doesn't matter. Who fucking cares about
Holy
that guy?
sh! The improbability here is redonkulous.
Last one,
This is
water
epic.
breathing.
Please fail it. That would be so good.
No, he is, because it's roll 20.
Oh, he gets it.
Oh, yeah, thanks. 10 out of 10. Everyone wanted that one.
This would be the spell that saves you later in the campaign.
Yeah, all that water with the fire giants. Fucking hell. Yeah, no, we need the danger.
Fucking
You don't need any help.
You wrecked 5 scrolls. Nice.
The
No, it's roll 20. It's a stupid pseudo random bullshit thing. That's what it is. There's no way he rolled a 3 4 times.
I shouldn't use the stupid advantage, disadvantage.
Yeah, Greybeard would have been just as bad. He'd got one of them.
It's only 5. He can still do
Oh.
more.
Yeah, but I don't have any bonus to my Arcana.
Yeah.
Still bad rolls.
He would have gotten the first one.
And the
Dude,
last
Oh,
I had a
Last one.
+3. What? I rolled a 4, a 2, a 2, a 3, a 3.
Uh-huh. That's what I'm saying. My God, the
4?
probability
There's 2 2s.
is fracked.
That's my kind of luck, Coffee.
Ugh.
We should have
Well.
just paid someone.
How about on that note, we take our first break
And go get a
due to
beer.
spell failure.
Go get a beer to cry in
We'll
that
get
beer.
a drink. We'll come back, wipe our tears, and we'll all have water breathing cast on us, so we're good for there.
And that cost
And,
300 gold pieces to do.
Yes. Jesus.
Fucking.
Yeah,
just
mark
paid
that
someone.
gold off. I am surprised it didn't wreck your spell book with all the ones you failed trying to put in there.
I just tore those pages out.
They're just dead to me.
There's just like a whole section of pages in a row that are missing.
Nice. All right. So we'll come back in a 5-minute break, and then we will continue on as we decide where we're going to go. We get back to the discussion of where we're going to go and talking with Harshnag and what he is going to do or willing to do or wants to do. So stay tuned, and we shall return in just a few moments. All right, we're muted, and we have 5 minutes. Sorry, guys.
Obviously, you don't know me. I roll. Oh yeah, totally. I got you, boo. Yeah, right. God, I wish I still remembered that.
So somebody said to him, "You're."
Yeah, I asked Karshnik if he has any ideas on what we should do.
Because we want to hit the mirror bar. And we can get there through TP.
Have you told him everything
Yes.
that you're doing, or are you just saying, "Hey, we want to go to Mirror Bar," and what do you want to do?
Everything what we want to be doing. What is the other thing? And then we will head down south to Tribor.
I meant your other quests.
We will head south to Tribor. We've told him about Duke Zalto. That's how he became our friend. We don't have anything else other than that. Yes.
Well, you did you tell him about the tomb?
We told him, I would tell him that we wanted to go.
Of course we did.
Yeah.
All right. So, okay. So I'm just figuring out what he had. So to him, Harshnag would say, then you head to Mirabar, and I will head north, and I will scout out Iron Slag until you return.
Did you say something before Mirabar?
Oh, did it not catch it?
I didn't catch it. It was
Oh, yeah.
silent.
So he said he says, you head to Mirabar, and I will head to Iron Slag to scout it out.
Oh, shit. Okay.
How will we find you?
Good question. How shall I find you? And how long will it take you to return?
The teleport's going to make it faster. Is there an identifiable landmark near Iron Slag that we could rendezvous at?
There's a lot of forest, and Iron Slag is in the mountains.
Well, there's a river.
Right? I mean, but he's not sure. He says, I've come down that way, but I do not know how far out Duke Zalto's forces range. I don't know if he keeps them close to the forge or if he has them out scouting further out.
We can meet up at Felbar after you're done scouting.
How long do you think it'll take you to scout it out?
I'm sure I would be done before you would even return. I won't be able to get inside. I will only be able to watch the comings and goings of the fire giants to get an idea of how many may be there.
Sounds like that would be useful information.
So I would
Say
say
a month?
we have to come back through Everland and head back up. Yeah, I would say, well, outside of Citadel Felbar is where I would say would be the safest place to meet back up if we take about a month.
He kind of looks to your group and he probably would say, none of you seem to be the wizardly type, but would any of you have a way of communication magically?
It's
Such as ascending?
You mean that burnt piece of paper over there? No.
No.
I have an animal messenger.
That's only 24 hours though, right?
Speak with
You are
animals.
correct, and 50 miles.
Yeah. So we could get it to him, but we'd have to be within 50 miles. And therein lies
I don't see a scale on this map. How far
50
how
miles.
far is Iron Slag from Citadel Felbar?
Oh, it's a bunch of miles. Yeah, the ruler does it. Talking
Yeah, sending would have
miles,
worked.
but you're gonna have to go around the mountains most likely.
Just don't think about it.
But if he-
it hurts less.
If he waited for us at the south end of the Rowden Mountains, we could send it to him when we got back to the Citadel Felbar.
Yeah, it would be a 2-day trip to the top of the mountains to either cross them or to go around them, and then it would be another 3 or 4 day trip to get to Iron Slag from there, from the bottom of the Druar Wood.
Should we just meet him at Iron Slag when we're ready to go deal with those guys?
That could be years. That could be months.
Otherwise, is it really kind of fair to be dragging like a huge frost giant around with us?
Because we're usually gonna be. I mean, he can. Is there?
He's
any,
willing to go with you.
And we could.
I mean,
walk.
he's been doing kind of the same thing you guys have been doing, which is taking care of random giant incursions. So he's done things just like you guys have saved Nightstone, just like you guys were there for the Battle of Tribor. He's done some of that stuff in other areas. He's kind of been doing the same thing. So to travel with you would just, I mean, he's okay with doing that also.
Well, he can't teleport with us. But
Yeah.
if he started making his way to the Desserin Valley, we could go to Everlund, teleport to
Mirabar.
Mirabar, do our quest portion there, and then ride back to Desserin Valley.
Yeah, you travel with
Yep.
us.
To do what?
Our second quest in the Desserin Valley is the tomb.
So the underground tomb.
Is he gonna fit in an underground tube?
No, but I mean,
At least he'll be close. So when we actually get our next destination, he'll be close by instead of. Or he could, or he could go scout out Iron Slag. That'll take however long, and then once he's done, he can make his way to Everland. We meet him at Everland, and then we walk back to Yardar, and then go to the Desserin Valley. Because we're bound to get into some trouble between here and there, right?
Oh, I'm sure you're going to get into some type of trouble.
So from the Citadel Felbar, he can go to Iron Slag. We can head to Everland. We head to Mirabar, go do our stuff there. There's an ice cream truck outside. Then
Ooh, let's go there.
go back to Everland. Or like TP to Waterdeep if that's where we have to go if we actually find the Weevil. So we can get a reward. Then from Waterdeep, head back to Everland. Meet Harshnag there. Oh man, I'm already confusing myself. And then head our way back to Tribor. Because there's a lot of things we just ran past trying to get this body to Citadel through there. If we want to travel with him. Otherwise, we could just leave him and go to Mirabar and do whatever the fuck we want.
Well, and I think he would say at this point, and honestly, the fire giants are only 1/10 of the problem.
Mm-hmm.
tell us what the other 90% is.
All the other giants that are also at this point rampaging. So just like you have an issue, or there's going to be an issue with Duke's Alto, he says you can bet that the other giant chieftains similar to Duke's Alto, whether they're fire giants or frost giants or stone giants or hill giants or whatever they may be, cloud giants, they all have their plans and schemes of taking this kingdom back, the fallen kingdom of the giants. So I'm sure we will cross many other plots and Thinking what the word you would use. Nefarious goals along our way.
Then I say we do what Ian suggested. He goes to Iron Slag, we go to Everland, jump to Mirabar, jump back, meet him at Everland, and we continue on to Desser.
And Mirabar is your destination because of the teleport, but you have to travel somewhere else to find
Yeah.
the person.
It's yeah, but it's right next to Mirabar. It's the closest place that we can teleport to get there.
Why don't we tell him 2 months?
2 months is 80 days.
For him to
Yeah, that works.
For him to
Because then I can burn some more scrolls.
So 80.
Not that I don't want to take him with us, but it's like the guy's a giant. I mean, he's not going to fit in the dungeon. He certainly can't go into Mirabar.
Okay, and where is he going to meet us? Back in near Iron Flag?
Well, maybe like a month and a half, he can stop scouting and come south towards Citadel Felbar. We can use the animal communications. Well, just tell him within 50 miles of the Citadel.
After 60 days. Just meet us somewhere around there.
Yeah. Either north of the Citadel or directly east.
Yeah, I would agree.
I don't know, Dan. I'm not sure if you want us to get rid of him or keep him. I mean, all of our quests at this point pretty much don't involve him or can't involve him. Looking for a little DM input.
And I don't have any opinion.
I'm just saying, seems awfully strange to get rid of the help of a giant.
I know, but 5,000 gold, man. After dropping all that TP, all that scroll money.
Can he go with us? Does he have to go into the dungeon?
Well,
No, he doesn't have to go in, and
Yeah,
he's willing to go where you guys go.
Yeah, why don't we just have him follow us? We can go in the dungeon. He can...
Because he can't teleport.
Yeah, he has to walk there.
Oh.
That's why I was suggesting just we do our thing and he makes his way after he finishes scouting.
And hopefully scouting Iron Slag is actually useful when we want to go deal with Iron Slag.
Mm-hmm. So.
Or we can just walk. We don't have to teleport.
Exactly.
It's not like anyone's going to mess with us with a giant walking next to you.
And a giant lion, too.
Well, it's just that Mirabar is probably a month away by walking from where we are.
So let's spend a month walking. I'm sure there'll be plenty of adventures along the way.
There is no size limit.
But
Creature, any creature.
But what about the place, the room it's in?
Well, I don't on all that. I mean, I'm just saying. For future reference, if we absolutely need to teleport our giant, a teleportation circle, it says any creature.
Yeah, you know what? Let's just walk with him then straight crow fly it through all that forest and stuff.
Yeah, right.
Explore a little.
Do you want
Not gonna bother me.
all the way to Mirabar?
We got a druid
I'm
and a
good with it.
ranger.
I say we go for it.
Just walk.
Go all Skyrim.
Yeah.
Sure.
Purple mountain flowers.
Off-road it, man. Off-road it.
Roads. Where we're going, we don't need roads.
All right, Doc Brown.
About 400.
So just a 400
days.
mile as the Raven flies trek.
Heck yeah.
Well, that's what it took us to get from Tribor, isn't it?
Yeah, you guys have made. I mean, we've traveled quite the distance already, so it's not like you guys are unused to traveling.
I mean,
You did have a giant cloud giant shuttle you around part of it.
Well, I mean. So, okay. So, do we want to unlock the rest of the map that we can get in the north? Go to Mirabar, hopefully find this Weevil. Hopefully he hasn't left in these 2-3 months that we've been away. And then make our way south to Tribor. And then go to the Desert Valley. And then hopefully we've picked up like 50 quests by then.
Yeah.
And we could do things.
Our journal will be full.
I mean, I'm down. Hopefully the Ordiny and the Giants don't destroy the world between then and now. But I'm totally down.
Yeah, he gives you a thumbs up. He's good either way.
What do you say, Greybeard?
Well, if the Giants don't get to finish their Gargant, their giant kaiju monster, we'll never get to see it. So we might as well tromp all over the planet.
And I mean, they said it was going to take about a year to finish it anyways.
We build like little chairs and stuff to put on his shoulder. And a little platform on his head.
A shoulder platform.
It'll be great. It'll be a bonding experience, guys. This time we don't have a dead body just like weighing us down. It'll be great. It'll be fun.
All good by me.
All right. Anybody? Any nays here to not
Man.
Skyrim this up?
Nope.
All right. Let's fucking Skyrim this shit up.
Woot woot.
All right. So, you guys then are going to travel. Well, the place to find the Weevil is Xantharl's Keep.
Mm-hmm.
So you're just going to follow the Red Run River for a while and then head
We'll ask
Let's go.
east.
I'll ask anyone if.
Or you can take roads all the way over there.
Let's go through the forest.
Yeah.
Our ranger said.
We can move normal speed there. It'll be great, guys. We have a giant.
Yeah, you allow us to go normal speed through that, right?
Yep.
Cool.
All right. Okay. So let us. Has anything changed? Well, some things have probably changed as far as marching order, how you're going to travel overland. Is there as normal? You're going to do something different, and then watches at night would be the other thing.
Giant. How do we want to play this with a giant? Still have me scout out ahead?
Front or backs, people will still see him either way. So
Yeah.
They'll probably run from him. If they don't,
then we should run from them.
yeah, if they don't run from him.
If they run from us, it's good. If they don't run from us, we run.
All right, so here's the deal. I sleep all night, and you trancy dream state elves, you take care of it.
I don't think that trancy thing means what you think it means.
I heard all about it.
You heard wrong.
You're 20
Well,
years
then
of life.
I sleep all night, and you guys split up watches. Wake me when there's action to be done.
I think we can do like non-strenuous stuff. That's about it.
Yeah. It's watching non-strenuous stuff. Keeping watch.
I don't know.
Senor DM.
Oh, sorry. What was that?
Is taking watch a non-strenuous activity?
Yeah, they assume that you could be resting as long as you're not moving, or not a lot of moving. So, like sitting down, eating, sitting at a campfire, just watching. That doesn't.
So taking watch is fine during our trance or our just regular rest or our long rest.
Right. You can be on watch while you're on your long rest.
Okay.
But it couldn't be just like one person who takes, I guess, every night the 8-hour long rest and everybody else sleeps. I don't know if that would be
No, because we only get 4 hours.
valid. Yeah. I think you still need to sleep, even though it doesn't really.
Elves do not need to sleep. Instead, they meditate deeply, remaining semi-conscious for 4 hours a day. The common word for such meditation is trance. While meditating, you can dream after a fashion. Such dreams are actually mental exercises that have become reflexive through years of practice. After resting in this way, you gain the same benefits that a human does from 8 hours of sleep.
So, hands up, who wants a semi-conscious guy watching
Right,
us?
but
while
that
we're
has
sleeping?
nothing to do with who's going to be able to see somebody attacking. Yeah.
No, but you only need 4 hours of sleep. So, you don't...
You don't.
You
need
still
it.
need-
All I see is you trying to get out of a watch, dwarf.
So you only need 4 hours of sleep, but you still need 8 hours of non-strenuous activity to get your full rest.
No. After
Yeah,
resting,
that's
after resting in this way, you gain the same benefit that a human does from 8 hours of sleep.
But that's not.
But
a long
elsewhere it
Second-
says elsewhere what's his name said that you still need 8 hours of non-strenuous activity
rest. So we
right,
get
to
4
get
hours of
your-
trance.
to get your long rest.
And 4
bonus.
hours 4 hours of reading your spells or whatever.
Yeah, so you still gain the benefit of sleep, but the long rest requires 8 hours of non-strenuous or sleep, depending on what your race is.
Mhm.
Right. So for 4 hours you trance out, 4 hours you watch. So I'm
I
counting
will-
1, 2, 3,
I will
4,
watch for
5.
4 hours.
Watch for 4 hours.
There you go. Perfect.
Well, there we go. Same thing. I don't see a reason to change our marching order or our watch order. Except, I guess, take Greybeard out.
Well, and you have a new druid. You don't have a monk.
We'll just replace them. They could take those.
I'd volunteer to take point while going through the forest.
Because I'm willing just to assume until something happens. I can just, I assumed you guys were doing this. Giving you a chance to say.
We'll just replace Jarl with Edmund. Edrim. Mini Paws. That's a great name.
Edrim? Edrim, right? Spell me?
Mhm.
Okay.
So yeah, and just take Greybeard off the watch list. The lazy sod.
I wouldn't.
I've never actually taken a rest. Every time you guys have said I'm gonna watch, I whip to sleep. So it's been Finn and Nod. Every time it comes up.
Finn's a half elf, though.
You don't get trance?
No,
I think so.
Real elves.
So you've just been sleeping.
Ouch, that hurt. We're
Oh,
only half real.
Yeah. I did it.
I would call
Wow.
myself half man.
Oh, I see.
So yeah.
I'm half elk. The other half might be orc. You never know.
Exactly. Yeah, he never takes watch. Just take him off the list. I'll take over his time, and let's head forth.
Woohoo.
the elves are the only ones I trust to maintain a good watch anyway.
Yeah. A dwarf in a forest.
Take
I've
offense
never
at
heard of
that.
anything.
You can only half trust me then.
Oh, you guys now have a
Already
human
did.
in your party.
A human,
We have a human. Oh boy.
a light lover.
Oh no.
Around
Uh,
here?
Well, two
I
humans.
change shape, but I just take off.
Around here.
Got it. Call lightning down on all of them.
Oh man. All right. Let's head off. Let's go do our thing.
Are the snooty elves done?
Yes.
Snooty
I don't-
Snooty dwarf.
And the lazy dwarf?
The dirt lick.
I'm tired of listening to elves. I change into panther shape and I just take off up front.
Nice.
So if Ian is running, I pass it by pretty quick.
He
All
needs
right.
to Run. It's not gonna run after a round. You're crazy.
I respect the panther shape though.
So moving, you guys are normally making about 21-ish miles, which would even be on the road. So you're not getting any hindrance because you're ranger and your druid and Arsnag who knows the area. You got quite a bit of knowledge of the area at this point. And
Should probably be on the south side of the river, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
So the first night out, after being harassed by the elves a little bit, on my watch, I can't cast plant growth over top of Tigray and Ian.
We're still semi-conscious. We still know. what's
Tigre's
going on.
already got like plant growth. It's like a huge tree growing out of his body down to Nightstone. Because you guys left him there for dead.
Sorry, Cafe Black, end up with it.
Tigray does have roses growing up from his grave. Okay, so first night goes by. Second night goes by. You guys are traveling. You're basically traveling through grasslands, hills. You're kind of near the Red Run River. And you're north of the Nether Mountains, which kind of are split there. You're not going to go back to Hawk's Nest? Is that... Want to check on that?
Oh, fuck those guys.
Okay. So about midday, second day. So let's put you about there. Bottom of that river. 2.5 days outside of Citadel Felbar. Who's the person that would be the furthest out front? And this is probably midday-ish, about noonish.
Our panther.
Yeah, apparently our panther wants to be out front.
I spend a lot of time circling around out front,
Okay.
keeping
Keen smell.
kind of an eye on
Awesome.
where Ian is.
And when you say you're circling around out front, is that, 50 feet? Is that a mile? Is that 20 miles? What are you doing?
No, somewhere between 50 to 100 feet, somewhere around there.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit more if I see something interesting.
So go ahead and give me a perception check. And I think with that animal form, do you get advantage with perception checks for
I
stuff?
have passive perception of 14 plus 4.
Okay, and then what's the which form was it? Let me
Panther.
look it up.
If it's a smell perception, then I have advantage.
Yeah, it's going to be okay. Yeah. So go ahead and give me a perception roll with advantage because of your keen smell. Oh, so okay. So the first one's a 12. You get to roll twice. Yeah, there you go. Or a 13. So yeah, that's probably enough. So you pick up a scent on the wind of corpses, and you think it's probably in the direction that you guys are traveling to. But you pick up the smell before you actually see anything.
Do I recognize it?
It just smells like rotted meat. Smells like, the tangy smell of blood, dried blood. Obviously some type of carcass or something dead. And it's... You probably aren't... Not with that roll, you probably don't have much more than... it's probably up ahead. It's in the direction you're traveling. But what you see around you as you look around, you're just catching it on the wind, but you're kind of in a grasslands area, and it's kind of undulating hills that are, the elevation change is quite gradual. You can't even tell, but you look and you're kind of looking at a grass plain that heads out towards you to the west, and it rises for a little bit for, not too high, not like a mountain or anything, but like a slow hill. And you're thinking that it's probably up over whatever this next grassy hill you're moving towards. The grass is probably, I would say, in the 3 to 4 foot range, so it's pretty deep grass that you're moving through in these grasslands. So you definitely think there's something dead up ahead. Not sure. You didn't get a good enough roll to really judge much more than that.
Yep. And you said it is coming from the west? That's where I'm
Correct.
smelling it from?
Yep, correct.
This direction.
Yeah, the west. Yep.
Okay. I will regroup with Ian and change back, and I'll say that there is a dead body or rotten meat or something west of us, just over the next hill. And I'm going to sneak up on it and take a closer look.
Do I hear anything with my 20 passive perception?
You hear...
Specifically, do I hear any shuffling? Like, shuffling
No.
corpses? Is what I'm looking for.
You have a 20 passive. That's super good. You recognize carrion birds flying up above, circling kind of thing, that up out to the west. And you judge that it's probably maybe another half mile away. There, there's something dead. Something's up there. The birds are circling it. You recognize that it's something has died, and then you see the regular type of carrion birds that you would see, vultures and such. Not giants, but regular sized.
Okay, so I wait up for everybody else to catch up, which shouldn't be long. I'm only like 40 feet ahead, and I say,
Sorry.
And I'm going to approach cautiously through the grass in the lion form.
Right, go ahead and do a stealth. Okay, so you switched back. So for a second time, you switched now to a lion.
Yes, so this is my last change until after I take a rest.
Okay. So from your lion, go ahead and give us a stealth roll
and
as you move through the grass.
And I tell everyone that there's something dead over the hill, and that we should proceed with caution. And I point up at the carrion birds. We're about half a mile out. Every time. This is like your Rickroll, Greybeard. Every time I click on the link, that's what pops up.
Well, you keep saying it, so I'm going to keep the link in.
I'm like, oh, I wonder what old-timey music he's going to pop up. Nope.
Are you able to roll from the character sheet, Vince?
No,
Or are you
I'm
just like rolling manually.
I'm doing it all off of those. I have these all set up as spell cards,
Okay.
so I can keep track of them.
All right. Okay, so while the group is catching up, and so
I'm informing them. I'm like, hey,
Okay.
dead things, carrion birds. How about half a mile? We should proceed with caution. It's over the hill. Keep an eye out.
Put my helmet on and break out my lance.
I give Nada a scriff around his mane.
Thank you.
okay, so moving up, so Edram has kind of lowered himself into the grass as much as he can, and like a lion, stalking his way up. Ian, you're able to see him pretty easily, even though he's trying to stealth as much as he can. And you can see him kind of get up to the rise of the rolling hill as he's starting to kind of peek over. Edram, what you see is what appears to be bodies strewn all about on the other side of the hill, lower down. There appear to be dead bodies in a lot of like carrion birds circling, and some have landed, seem to be eating from these bodies from the top of the hill.
Once I inform everybody what's up, I start heading towards the hill. Not near Mr. Obvious over there, but on a little bit away from him.
So stealthily, though, is
Yeah.
that you're gonna? Okay,
Yeah.
so go ahead and give me a stealth roll as you make your way to the top of the rise. Yeah. Yeah. So a little bit to the, we'll say to the left of where Edrim the lion is crouched in the tall grass. You've made your way up, and you get to the rise also, and you are able to see basically the same thing. You see quite a few bodies which appear to be strewn out across. Like the hill rises, you're at the crest of it, and then it goes further down, and at the next kind of little valley, although it's so shallow you might not even call it an actual valley. There appears to be just a bunch of dead bodies strewn about, and there's plenty of carrion birds feeding from the bodies.
Human, orc, elf.
As you look, you're seeing what you're thinking are probably Uthgard bodies, barbarian type. And then what jumps out at you also is there appear to be 2 giants.
Just dead?
Yeah, dead.
Just fire giants? All redskin?
No, they appear to be very pale, almost bluish skinned.
Pale bluish skin.
Stony or frosty?
As an expert on giants, do I know what they are?
Yeah, they look very similar to Harshnag's complexion.
Ooh.
Oh. I head back, and I like pull aside Finn on Nod for a second, and I say, "It appears there are 2 storm giants over the hill.
Frost.
Frost. Giants, the other kind, the frost one. I know what I'm saying. The frost giants, and there seems to be have been a battle with a bunch of Uthgards, barbarians. I don't. It's your decision on what you want Smiles to see, but just.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, is Smiles like right next to you hearing this?
No, I made.
Oh
it,
yeah, he's right there.
No, I made it a. I wouldn't have said anything if he's right there. I pulled you aside. I try and pull you aside, away from Smiles.
Harshnag is a warrior. He is no stranger to the
Not harsh Smiles.
wreck of a battlefield. He should know. And Smiles is no longer a barbarian. He is a squire. He has found a new calling.
They're still his people. But it's your decision. I just thought I would give you a heads up.
I can ask Smiles. I mean, I'm assuming the Uthgard barbarians are tribal, not just one gigantic race of people. I mean, we obviously wiped out the group he was with, so maybe it's a different tribe within the Uthgards. I will query him quickly about that.
Okay, are you gonna ask him something?
Yeah, was his tribe that we fought the extent of his people, or was it a smaller fraction of the entire Uthgard, or were the Uthgard made up of numerous tribes?
Yeah. Yep. He says to you, that was our main hunting party. Although there is more elk tribe. He says, I would be surprised if they were this far north.
That last PB, did the Uthgard have any markings on them? Tattoos, animal symbols.
Well, I show him. Does Smiles have any of the elk clan Uthgard tattoos on?
Yeah, he
him?
did. He had tattoos of like tribal with antlers, and regular tribal types of tattoos along his arm and along one side of his face. And then in it you will see like kind of like the Celtic version of like a deer, here and there. It's not like super obvious, but you can see them when you're looking at them. You would have known that from the top of that hill. You probably would not have been able to pick out tattoos on. I mean, you're barely seeing that they're human. Probably wearing some type of hide armor of some sort, which led you to believe they're probably barbarian Uthgards. And the giants are big enough that you're able to pick out their skin color, but not much else from them either.
Yeah,
You'd have to get closer to know more.
And I say they normally look like this, just with a different clan symbol in that area where the elk is.
Well, each of the clans will have tattoos different ways. They wouldn't all do the same type of thing, but yeah, you can be assured. He says all clans would have some type of identifier upon them.
So it may be his people, it may not be. I just wanted to make sure he was prepared for what he was going to see. He still is young, I guess. And I tell everyone else that there are a bunch of dead barbarians and 2 frosties.
Yeah, let's kindly inform Harshnag, but as far as I'm concerned, Smiles has been reborn and is no longer a barbarian. He's found the light.
Well, when he proves it. And so yeah, I tell Harshnag the same thing. That there are 2 what seem to be frost giants slain in the field with a bunch of Uthgard barbarians.
Yeah, you see him. He gives you the nod, and he takes his axe out. All of his stuff is ready to go, and he says, "I move when you move."
All right.
I'm going to circle the battleground if I can come up with any other tracks, people that might have left.
Okay, so you start circling. Are you going to go like counterclockwise or clockwise? And how far away from the corpses are you staying?
I'm going to stay fairly close, like maybe 20 or 30 feet.
Okay.
And I'm going to, because I'm on the right side of Ian, I'm going to go counterclockwise around.
Okay. So you start to do that. Well, you've seen Ian go back and talk to or you assume she's gone back to the group. How long do you wait before you start doing this?
I'll wait until at least they're back at the crest of this hill.
Okay. So the group has their stuff ready. You've been told. What's the group doing?
Right up there.
All right. No stealth roll. Just walk right on up, murder hobo style.
I'm a lion. I'm riding a lion. How quiet is that lion?
I don't know. You could do a stealth roll with him. Your plate mail's probably not very quiet.
Disadvantage.
All right, so you guys are just approaching. So you get to the top of the rise, and you see... Yeah, see, Nod could do pretty good on his own. Is everybody going to try to sneak up? Is that what's happening here?
I'm not really sneaking. He's just riding up. I got a giant next to me.
Yeah.
No, that's what I was thinking.
No,
There's no sneaking with that. Given that there's a movement check every time the giant takes a step, we're all falling down.
Yeah, and actually you notice with him, he's well practiced in being able to control. It's obvious he's worked with small folk and he's been in groups with small folk, that he's able to control that in such a way that you're not having to constantly check your footing or anything while around him. So yeah, you make it to the top of the rise and you see down in the valley of this grassy knoll area what appears to be strewn bodies in a probably a 30-40 foot circle of a radius. You see 2 bodies of there's 2 frost giant bodies, and then there appear to be a handful of what you can tell from the top of the rise looks like Uthgard barbarians. And I mean, it all just corpses at the bottom. Obviously, a battle has happened here at some point.
But just a handful of barbarians?
If you start counting, do you count the bodies?
Sure.
You count 15 Uthgard barbarians from the rise.
I move into Griff the Giant.
Okay, so you everybody, you see the dwarf begin to head down the grassy plain there. Edrum, you begin circling the corpse ring counterclockwise. So it just takes Greybeard just a few moments to get down towards where the giants are, and it's obvious that the two giants have died next to each other. And Harshnag walks up with you at that point, and splayed out around them is the 15 Uthgard barbarians. It's obviously they fought amongst each other. And Harshnag kind of kneels down next to the frost giants and rolls the bodies over and looks at them, looks at the wounds, and looks at their markings. And he says these are Ursula Arsdotter's tribe. And he kind of shoves them back over and spits on the ground.
No friends of yours.
Are there weapons and other things around still? Like the scene's been looted, or is it still as if the battle happened and whatever was left alive just left?
The axes of the giants and the weapons and armor of the Uthgard barbarians still appear to be upon them. You see weapons and armor still laying there. It doesn't look like anybody has taken those.
I'll start searching around then while we check out the bodies.
Tribal markings on the barbarians?
Yeah, Smiles kind of leans over several of them, and he calls out to you, these are Blue Bear tribe.
Friendly to your tribe?
No, we would not have much contact with Blue Bear. This is too far north, but these are the lands that you would find them in, here along Moonwood, Briarwood, up north of the Nether Mountains, well north of where our lands would be.
All right, what do the giants have?
Are they carrying a sack?
They are not. They're neither one of them have any sacks. Their weapons are laying on the ground, and their armor is like a mix match of giant kind of hide and a little bit of leather, a little bit of chain. It's like this mix match of armor types.
Are there pouches and rings or anything on the bodies?
No.
Oh, interesting.
So I'm like standing on one of the giants, and I say to Ian, "Someone stole our loot. Let's start looking for tracks."
Yes, our well-earned loot, dwarf.
Harshnag's reaction would incline me to believe that we can just move on at this point.
Yeah, I will still look for tracks just to make sure we don't stumble upon them, or we can at least try to avoid it. So
they don't even have like flasks of wine or backpacks or anything with them either.
The giants.
No, any of them. I'm just wandering around. Interesting. So just weapons.
Yep, weapons and armor.
But nothing to say they had traveled a long distance to get here and had supplies. And does it look like they were fighting each other or together?
No, the way the bodies are sprayed out, they definitely have fought each other.
Okay.
You can see the wounds on the giants are from the weapons of the spears and the arrows of the Uthgard barbarians, and the Uthgard barbarians have, big gaping wounds in them from the weapons of the frost giants.
So I look around for like the edge of the fighting area to see if I could see any tracks, humanoid tracks going out.
Did I manage to pick up a scent? Somebody that left the battle?
No, so go ahead and make some rolls. We'll need a perception check from our lion, Edrum. And then, the survival check from Ian.
Which I have advantage on. I mean, it is only a 22. From a 21.
So you were finding the tracks that show you that it looks like these tribe members were traveling from the river, from the direction of the river, and heading west, similar to the way you guys were traveling. You see their tracks. You find the tracks of the frost giants coming from the north. And it looks like the Uthgards laid and waited for them, and then basically kind of ambushed them, and a battle happened, and you found no other tracks other than that. Edrum, the only other smells you're getting are just from the carrion birds, the vultures and such, and the that you guys have mostly scared away now that you guys are investigating this scene. And just the smell of the dead corpses. You haven't picked up any other scents near this area.
Well, we're not going to converge. They came from the west and the giant from the north, which isn't surprising. I'd say we're good to keep on going.
Oh, wait. Nobody left with the loot?
No. They came here and lied in wait.
Sure, that tribe took whatever loot was
Yeah, but there
left.
must have been a camp somewhere nearby if they traveled here without backpacks or anything else.
Well, and then they dragged away giant bags? Because the bags is gone.
Well, you dragged away a giant bag.
Yeah, but it's me.
They don't.
Smiles will tell you that the Uthgard barbarians are incredibly strong and actually practice killing these kind of foes. That they walked off with the loot is no surprise.
If they walked off. It's not.
Hey, hush, nag. Are these frost giants good folk or enemies?
He kind of looks at you and says, "You would not want to cross Ursula's clan. They are known to hate the little folk. Why two of them are this far south is interesting, but they may just be raiding. Had I crossed their path, I would have laid them to rest also." And he hefts his axe.
GB kicks one in the butt. Now remember, I'm kicking it in the butt with like storm giant strength, so it's a good kick.
Chibi gets stuck.
Yep.
So I'm not able to find any tracks of anybody that survived the battle and then carried off the loot.
You have not.
Okay.
Right then, let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Lead on, PB.
Oh no, our panther friend is the one taking lead.
Well, we're in the grasslands now. Lion. I will.
I'm just like lying.
Get out in the front again.
Under my breath, I'm like a lion, and I look over at Nod, and I'm like, "You're still my favorite lion," and I script him.
I'm everybody's favorite lion.
Because he's the only lion we know.
I'm certainly the only lion that can talk out loud.
That is true.
All right.
Head on.
So you continue on for the rest of the day
Yep.
and make camp. Let's see how far you'd actually get. Another 10 miles. So you don't quite get to the Moonwood. It's getting closer. And then by the next day's camp, you would be deep into the moon. But just before you get there, on the edge of going into the Moonwood forest, look at something real quick. Just to see if there's anything here you guys would need to know. So there probably are... okay. Nothing there. Okay, so you guys are getting close to the Moonwood after the next day. Went through the night with no encounter at all. Wake up and travel for another half a day. And Vince, you're out in front again.
I think he's on mute, or you didn't catch his answer.
You guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yep, there you are.
Okay. Yeah, I'm out front again.
So you're out front, and you're probably the first one to see. You spot a crumbling tower atop a hill less than a quarter mile away. You can see parts of its conical roof and outer shell have fallen inward, leaving a gaping hole above which 4 hawks circle up in the sky.
Okay. I look around to see where Ian is at, and if she is aware of my location.
Yeah, it'd be depend on how far ahead you were.
Again, maybe a couple hundred feet. That's about it.
Yeah, she'd still be able to see you.
All right. I sit here and wait.
All right, yeah, Ian, you see, I mean, all day long you've been kind of watching the lion. Is this lion or panther form?
If we're back in the forest, I'm going to go into Panther.
You haven't quite, you can see the forest, you're getting close to it, but this is still in the grass plains just before it.
Then yes, lion form.
Okay. Yeah, so you see, you've been following the lion and you notice that he has stopped up ahead, a couple 100 feet ahead of you.
I start looking around to see. Well, I continue looking around. I'm always looking around, but I look even harder as I approach him.
Yeah, and when you get up to kind of where he is stopped, you can kind of see where he's looking, and you also see basically the same thing. So about a quarter mile away, you can see a crumbling tower, and there appears to be several hawks circling the conical roof of this tower.
Inside the forest, right?
No, it's just on the outside. It's not. It's maybe 400 or 500 yards from the forest edge.
I turn around and I wait for the others to catch up, and I'm like, I see a tower in the distance. Should we check it out? It seems to be crumbling.
Definitely. Did you say what time of the day it was?
Yeah, it's about noon.
Oh, right before lunch.
I'll wait to see what Ian does, and as she starts to approach, I'll kind of circle around another direction and approach also.
So, shall we? To the tower?
Of course. It could be loot.
Alright.
I mean, there could be trolls, but there could be loot.
There could be trolls and loot. Best of both worlds. I just go straight to it, and I look at a lion over here, and I tell him to circle around to the left. And I look at Greybeard. I'm like, aren't you practicing being stealthy?
Sure. And I'm keeping up with you now, unless you got a speed boost.
Oh, no. And I tell you, you should go try and circle around the right and see if you see anything.
All right.
And I stealth.
All right. All right. A couple of stealth rolls from the people that are moving closer. All right. Okay. Harshnag says he will hang back until needed. He's not very stealthy. So he's down on one knee. He's got his axe out and he's waiting to see what's going on. You guys move forward. So, Ian, when you get within about, a few hundred feet of the tower, let's see, can I show you? Looks like, do that. If I click on this, do you guys see the picture?
Main map, so.
Nah, okay. Never mind. So it's like a round tower, has a conical dome. It's definitely old, tore up, and when you get within a couple of 100 feet, Ian, you see that there's a large boulder that blocks what appears to be like the tower's ground floor entrance. So you can see where the entrance is, and there's a big boulder in front of it. And from inside, you hear this horrible noise that comes from in. It's deep, it's guttural, it's kind of dirgy-like, and it sounds big and awful to you.
Big and awful. That's an amazing descriptor.
Do I smell anything?
Yeah, you definitely smell. There's something inside the tower.
It's something I recognize.
What was your role? No, I mean you know something's in there, but you're not getting anything specific. You know it's inhabited, so it has the smell of being inhabited. You can hear the noises of something in there, but you're not picking out anything specific.
Is it a regular size boulder or a giant size boulder? And like a giant size.
Oh, it's big. Yeah, it's like it covers it so that you would have to move the boulder to go into the entrance. It covers up the entire entrance. So it's pretty big.
Okay.
Oh. Can I climb the side of the tower?
Yeah, I mean, you take a look at it as you're and there definitely appears to be places that would be handholds. I mean, you judge that you probably could. You don't know how quietly you could do it, and it looks crumbling, so, but it looks doable.
All right, I'll climb the tower.
Okay. So let's do a climbing check.
This is still in the grasslands, right? We're not in the forest yet?
Yeah, just outside of the forest area.
Okay.
And that's athletics, jumping and climbing and swimming.
Yeah.
Ooh. Very nice.
All right.
All right. Yeah, so you start to scale the tower. You guys notice that Greybeard begins to scale the tower.
I just like put my hand in my head in my hand. Oh my god! Every time.
All right. What do I see?
Yeah. Okay. So you get about 20 feet off the ground, and you realize that the hawks above you are now diving in to attack you.
Oh, this is so I'm just gonna let it
So you at the last moment you see these hawks come in, and they're just kind of diving in, and they're all at once, all four of them, and are making a dive bomb on you.
Son of a.
So we'll make a couple rolls here.
I'm just gonna sit there and I'm gonna watch this. Just watch it unfold.
So the first one rolls a 22 with biting you with its beak as it dives past you, and these hawks have red feathers.
Blood hawks.
Yep.
All right.
5 piercing damage. The next one right behind it rolls a 12.
Miss.
Probably not enough. The next one rolls 13.
Miss.
Actually, it's a 20. They have pack
Oh.
tactics.
All right.
5 piercing damage. And the last one dives in. Then they swoop back up into the sky. 21, 5 piercing damage. So they dive bomb. And they make an incredible racket as they dive bomb you. And then go ahead and make a strength check to hang on 20 feet up.
Strength saving throw or strength check?
Strength check. Yeah, 14's fine. So you were able to hang on, but you realize those birds have swooped back up, and it looks like they're about to turn around and come back down again.
How far from the top of the tower? Like somewhere I could stand and fight?
You probably still need to go look at the thing again here real quick. So you got up about 20 to get to a spot. You still have about 10 feet to go to get to one of the crumbled wall areas. If you're going to try to go into the tower, if you're going to try to go to the very roof, you still have probably another 20 feet more higher to go.
All right. If I think I can make it in another action or another turn, I'll go for the top. So another athletics check.
Yeah, but we're going to jump into initiative now.
Oh,
So
okay.
give me a second. Turn order is up. You won't have a token. So I guess just roll initiative. Will it let you roll without selecting a token? It should. And then I'll just put them in, I guess. If everybody rolls initiative, yeah. Okay.
Ah, yes, 16.
I forgot to hit my token first. Sorry, so it's not sending it.
But
It still
there
shows
is no
up.
tokens.
Yeah.
Oh, it gave me the you wanted to send the results of this. Okay, gotcha. So it showed up still.
It just doesn't pop up in the turn order thing. Oh, coffee.
Dude, what the hell?
It's not. You know what? Just we're getting them all out now. Getting them all out now.
That
got
second
'em
one
all
for
out
Finn
of-
is smiles.
I got them all out on my spells.
Well, just have smiles go on your turn.
All right.
In Harshnag.
Coffee, you kicked a puppy earlier today, didn't you? I mean, it's got to be the karma. You there
Seriously.
was puppy kicking.
Dang, what did I do? I'm trying to think.
Maybe some horrible chaos theory karma is what happened.
Yeah.
You forgot
Nothing's
to
been
put-
going good here, so it's just a continuation.
You forgot to put your cart like in the rack, and it slid into a car that hit another thing that ran over an old lady and her.
This is
All
your
right.
guidance.
Be a. So it's probably going to be a D20.
I'm absolutely letting these hawks attack you, Greybeard.
Okay. All right. So I see. Oh, I don't have coffee in there yet. Coffee.
Kiapi. It's okay. You might as well not even be on the turn order.
Yeah, just
He doesn't get to go.
put me in the end anyway.
All right. So there. Greybeard. Let's see at the top. Idrum got a 9.
Finn and I were gambling or something. Yeah.
Oh, Finn 3. No wonder you wanted to roll differently for him. Ian 8. Well, none of you rolled really well.
No, 16. I rolled with advantage.
Oh, got it. 16. Ardrith.
Yeah, how is Smiles going for?
Because he was ready. He was
uh,
born ready for this.
Greybeard. Who's at the top? No, a 9.
And Harsnag? 11. Just all
Well, even rolling a 1, you still went ahead of Finn. Coffee.
Consolation,
That's awesome.
bro.
So, Ian, you've seen these 4 hawks dive down on the dwarf. You realize they've drawn blood on the dwarf, but he's able to hang on. They've swooped back up, and obviously are circling around. And let me bring in their initiative 16. And you would recognize them as Bloodhawks.
And I'm sure that means something to somebody.
They're a type of pretty aggressive hawk that are very territorial, work together as groups. They're the type that attack anything that get close to what they believe is their territory.
How big are they? Are they the size of regular hawks? Are they
Are they dwarf size?
eagle or condor size?
Fiendish, dire blood hawks.
Could they pick up?
No, I mean they look like normal size hawks. I mean, but a hawk can have a 5-foot wingspan. What makes them dangerous is that they're aggressive, and they usually are always in groups. They're not just one at a time, right? They're always in some type of lock.
I get in the position where I'm not right in front of. I'm off to the side of the entrance, not right next to it. I'm in like far back, like probably like 60 feet back. If I'm not there
60
already.
feet.
If I'm not there already from the entrance, and where I could see Graveyard.
And what's your dex?
My dex is 13, I think. Let me see. 13.
Oh, never mind then. You see the Bloodhawks, who got the same initiative order as you to swing back around. Their dex is a 14.
Yeah.
They will go ahead of you. So they will dive back down onto our dwarf. So they fly down another 20 feet and attempt to make another attack. And let's see. So beaks. Here comes some more beaks. So a 7 would be a miss. Bounces off your armor. What type of armor you got, Barbarian? None?
I got barbarian wit and cunning. No, yeah, just my unarmored defense.
Oh, okay. So it's more you're dodging than it is.
Yep.
It's bouncing off the armor. So 12, I assume, would miss.
Yep.
I'm sorry, it's a 22. They have advantage. So 3 piercing.
Oh.
The first one missed. Second one is a 20 for 3 piercing.
Okay.
And the last one flying in for 5 piercing.
Okay.
And they begin to fly back up. And at that point, Ian, they're on their upward arc, and it is your turn.
I go, if I'm not already 60 feet away, I make sure I'm about 60 feet away from the entrance of the awful place, of the tower. And, because these guys are making a lot of noise, right? These hawks?
Yeah, there's a lot of noise. And the sound that you heard, basically kind of the deep guttural wailing that you heard from inside has stopped.
Oh,
I'm sorry, how many hawks again were there?
4.
You see 4 Bloodhawks.
4. Okay.
So wailing, like crying wailing?
Yeah, and it seems to have stopped.
Oh shit. Okay. I mean, I guess I should probably help Greybeard, right? I should probably do that. He did buy me dinner that one time. Fine, I'll shoot at the birds in the sky. It's fine. I don't get anything fancy for these. So I'm just gonna attack twice.
Would just like to remind you, I'm the only one who didn't give you a guff about murdering a prisoner.
A 23 and an 8.
Yeah, so first one flies true.
Alright. A hot 6 damage to one of them.
Yeah, so you see your arrow pierce through one of them. It appears to definitely wound it, and but it's not quite felled. But you definitely wounded. It lets out a screech.
That is my turn.
And then the second arrow swings wide. Okay, so all done?
Yep, that is my turn.
Ardrith, you were up.
Oh, I'm going to do this just because it's really going to be fun. I'm going to cast Call Lightning.
Woo! You got that spell, and might as well use it, right?
Yeah.
Teacher with the left.
So range is 120 feet. It will be 100 feet up in the air. And I'm going to pick one. Are there any hawks relatively close to one another?
Yeah, they're kind of circling. You know, they're flying upwards as if they're going to make another pass run on this dwarf clinging to. Oh, and make another athletics check there, dwarf, if you're still holding on. So yeah, they're probably within 10 or 15 feet of each other, but they're flying up, and then it looks like they're circling, and then they're gonna come back down.
Okay. If I had them within 10 feet, I could split the difference with a lightning bolt because it says 5 feet of the point. But if I'm not quite sure I'll get that, I'll just target in on one of them.
Yeah, you could probably get 2.
Okay, I'll go for it. So I put it into chat. Storm cloud appears 10 feet tall, 60-foot radius.
All right, and then Greybeard, did you make your roll?
Your athletics roll. Strength.
Yeah, do I need another one?
Yeah, they attacked you the second time while you're trying to cling to the side of the wall. Okay.
Nice.
So they get a dexterity saving throw against your
Spell save is 14.
So dex for the first one is a 15. They'll take half damage. Second one, half damage. Okay, so did you roll damage for it yet?
I have not, but I will.
So a 3d10, right?
Crikey.
I'm going to make them crispity for dinner.
Yeah, that's still enough to take 2 of them out. Okay, yeah, 2 of them fall to the ground as they've been struck by lightning.
Nice, just because it was fun.
All right.
And yes, I'm sure I will regret burning
movement.
that spell spot a lot later.
Never.
No way. It's up for
No,
10 minutes.
10
it is
minutes.
up for 10 minutes. We can keep it going.
Try
on top of
this tower.
castle for a while. All right. I do not at this point in time because there's only two hawks left. So
Okay, so
wait, I wonder. Hold on a sec here. So Vicious Mockery says I can string insults at creatures I can see. Would these count?
I think they'd probably have to understand you, right?
I was gonna say I'm pretty
I
sure
would
it
say
says
in your
in the
spell, it
spell.
should say
It says they
something.
don't have to understand you.
Oh,
If the
wow.
target can hear you, though it need not understand you.
Well, put the spell in chat so we can see it. Let's take a look. I thought it was
Yeah,
something
I had to
about.
close it because you can't do it. It's weird if you've got it open with that little gear thing, you can't send it in the chat that way. So
There it is.
yeah, so if you look at the second paragraph there, if the target can hear you, though it need not understand you, it must succeed on a wisdom saving throw.
I mean, yeah, normally that would work, but that's an action, and you've already.
Oh,
used
you're
your
right.
action.
Sorry, my bad. Yep.
But yeah, I
Nope, you're
think I
correct.
would rule that
Thanks.
as that would work on anything.
There's probably some universal insults that everyone understands.
You're using magic to basically attack them.
I stick a middle claw up at it. All right.
Harshnag moves forward and with his axe, but he's waiting to see what you guys. I mean, you don't look like you're in any danger. So, Idrum, you are up, prowling around the side of the tower.
I'm going to complete a circuit around the tower, and I think that's going to be it. I looked. I really don't have much else that I could add.
Then Greybeard, you were up, clinging to the side of the tower. It's another 20 feet to the very top, and you'd be up on the roof, or another 10 feet, and you could climb inside the tower.
I think I'll because I can make it to the top this turn, but it'll be like full movement kind of thing, or will that be like a dash? That's all I can do is get to the top.
I forget. Do you have a climbing speed?
I do not.
Well, let's take a look then. We haven't done a lot of climbing. Let's
Just had some fairy dust. You could fly up there.
Yeah. Dwarves are immune to fairy dust. Doesn't affect us.
So while climbing or swimming, each foot of movement costs 1 extra foot, so 2 extra feet in difficult terrain unless the creature has climbing or swimming speed. Climbing a slippery vertical surface or one with few handholds requires successful strength athletics check, similarly gaining on distance in rough water. So basically it's just costing you 2 feet
So if I have to
of
do
movement to move 1 foot. So it's just
it would
double.
be 40. So I would take my full action. Okay, I will do my full action and get to the top of the tower.
Okay, so you scurry all the way up to the roof. You
Yep.
do need to make an athletics check to make sure that you're able to grab onto all of the handholds, lever yourself up onto this rickety roof.
I thought I just did 23 and 28.
That was being attacked and not letting
okay.
go while
All
being
right, got
attacked
it.
and taking damage. This is just getting up there. So, yeah. Okay. You are now on the roof. Now, you kind of had to go such a way that you avoided the hole that was in the side, so you're not quite seeing what's inside there, but you're up on the roof of this tower now, and you can see the birds circling and getting ready to dive bomb you again.
All right.
So that was all your movement, or do you have to use like a dash to do that?
I did have to use a dash to get there.
Okay, so no bonus action.
Nope. Interaction though. Draw my axe.
Okay, yep. So you got your axe out. Coffee, you're up.
All right, I will send a firebolt towards one of the hawks.
All right. If firebolt leaves your hand, streaking skyward.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, you see a bloodhawk crash to the ground on flames, feathers, and smell of cooked chicken.
Yum. That's it.
All right, Finn, there is a dwarf on top of the tower with his axe out. There's one more bloodhawk circling. You are up. You and Smiles is up.
How far out from the tower are we?
Well, the rest of the group stealthed in closer. I didn't see anything that said you moved closer. Harshnag is moved up. That's probably within 100 feet of the tower, but not too close.
I'll move up next
So
to
wherever you want to
Harshnag,
be.
and I'll tell Smiles, shoot that hawk.
Okay. An 8 will not do it.
Try
And how
harder
close
next
did
time,
you move to the tower?
boy. Next to Harshnag.
Okay, yeah, he's probably, I don't know, 100 feet from the tower.
Yep.
Okay, so you're next to him. That brings us back to the top of the round. That gives us one more round of this Bloodhawk, who is determined to chew on this barbarian. So one last attack. This time, no pack tactics. He's only one of them, so it's just a straight roll for a 10. So you're able to dodge out of the way. That is its movement, and Ian is up.
I shoot at it.
Fire away. Yeah, 17 would strike.
Let's see if that's enough damage. 7?
Yeah, that fells. In fact, it was the one you hit before, and the second arrow fell.
Oh, nice.
Hawk crashes to the ground.
And do I hear anything?
No.
Well, that doesn't make me feel good. I stay. I move back. No, I stay there, 60 feet away from the entrance where I could see both Greybeard and the entrance. I just stay there.
Okay. Ardrith, you're up. Hawks have crashed to the ground. You see the dwarf 40 feet up on top of the tower.
Is there a lower entrance to it at all? Or
You
just
see where there would be an entrance, but there's a big giant boulder in front of it. At least probably 7 feet in diameter.
That's interesting. So the lightning only says it impacts creatures. Would it impact a rock? So is it lightning, or is it?
I mean, you can hit the rock. It's
I'm gonna try it.
yeah, sure.
Why not? Let's see what happens to it. All right. I will call down lightning on that rock that seems to be blocking the entrance.
Yeah, it crashes against the stone, but doesn't seem to do anything to it.
Okay. Thankfully, the tower's not metal. Greybeard.
I agree.
Yeah, like you smell that ozone smell, and then your hair is standing up as a bolt of lightning crashes past the tower with a
There you go.
storm that's above you now.
All right.
Harshnag's waiting for the symbol. He's not sure what you guys are going to try to do here. Edrum.
Did I see anything on the other sides of the tower? The other openings? Any other tracks?
It's a round tower. There are openings probably midway up the tower. They look kind of like arrow slots where what would have been at that point. There's a crumbled part of the wall on one side, and then the roof. And then you also see the boulder in front of what would be the main entrance.
I will regroup at Ian's location and wait and see what's next.
Okay. Greybeard, you're up.
Woohoo! It is time to attack.
What are you hitting?
I thought there was one hawk left.
Nope, all the hawks are down.
Oh man, I thought I only heard 3 go. I guess there's nothing up on top here.
No, you're up on top of the roof. I mean, they were up there, but you saw a lightning bolt take 2 of them out of the sky, a firebolt take 1, and 2 arrows take out the other.
Okay, the lightning.
As you were getting ready to swing
That's what I missed. Okay, I guess I rush over to where the hole is then, and look down.
All right. So you look down, and you see a hill giant, rock in hand. See you peek over the edge. I am going to give you +2 to your cover. But it appears like this hill giant had a rock in her hand and was waiting to see something. She sees you peek over to look and throws a rock at you.
All right.
So 26.
Yep.
So 15 bludgeoning damage as a rock the size of your head hurls at you and bounces off your shoulder.
I'm so glad she attacked me.
And yeah, she kind of yells at you in Giant. Do you speak it?
I do not.
So you hear her yell something at you, and she's picking up another stone to throw.
Giant mother hugger, do you speak it? All right. Well, I then interact with a javelin and chuck it in her eye.
Oh, okay.
Weren't you
Yep,
going to
grab a
be
javelin.
our new diplomat, Greybeard?
That is parlay.
He meant to grab flour, but it was a javelin. You get them mixed up. They're confusing.
Confusing. Besides, she attacked first.
Well, I guess
She was flirting with you, Greybeard.
Jarl would have still
He
attempted.
needs to know how to read those signs.
I guess. Well, I'm flirting back. 27 hit or no?
Yes, it does.
All right.
For 10 piercing?
Yep.
Okay.
And I guess I'll yell out. There's a hill giant in here.
Yeah, she yells more obscenities at you.
And I'm sure I have some movement left. I'll step back.
Okay. Coffee, you're up.
How wide is this tower?
It is at the base of it. It's 25 feet wide, and basically it's in a circle. Towards the midsection, it's probably only just over 15 feet, a little bit more than 15 feet, and the roof itself probably spans back out to another 20 feet as it has some overhang to it.
And how high up is Greybeard?
He's 40 feet up on the roof.
And there's no entrance in because, well, we got a boulder in the way, right?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a boulder there.
So the hill giant is trapped in the tower?
I mean, they can.
I mean, you don't see any other exits or entrances.
Where are the arrow slits?
They're about midway up.
So about 20 feet up?
Yeah.
All right. Coffee will...
Maybe 15 feet.
15 feet up?
Yeah.
Coffee will go into Blade Song. Cast haste on himself.
Okay, so let's see. Let's add in Blade Song. Because that one's just a cast, but not a concentration, right?
Yeah, Blade Song is a bonus action, and it's not concentration.
Yeah, but the haste is. Okay,
The
so
haste
let's
is
put
a cast
haste
and
in.
concentration in.
Back of that. And that one's the same thing, though. It's like 10 minutes, too, right?
Correct.
Or, I mean, 1 minute?
One minute. Yeah, 10 rounds.
10 rounds. Okay. All right. So you are now... So that would be action, bonus action. You probably have some movement at this point.
I have a move, and with haste and Blade Song, I can move 80 feet. So I am going to attempt to run to the tower and run up to one of the arrow slits.
Okay, just kind of climb up to it.
Yeah, to get a visual insight.
Okay. Yeah, I would just take a athletics check as you grab for handholds to make your way up the outside of the tower. Easily done. You're able to peek into the arrow slit, and what you see is, it's obviously that there's some type of round staircase that looks like it spirals up the tower, even though much of it has been damaged. You see a female hill giant sitting on a ledge, and she appears to be kind of crouched on the ledge, and she has a boulder in her hand, and she's looking around furtively for whatever her next target might be to throw this boulder.
All right, that's my turn.
So that's all of those. Finn, you were up. And Smiles.
He will yell to Harshnag, "Let's open that door," and then he will ride up to about 20 feet off to the side, and Smiles will run next to him.
Okay. So Harshnag was waiting, so he will move up with you. His hold action was waiting for you guys to tell him what to do. So he moves up to where the boulder is. He puts his hands on the boulder, and then he kind of looks to wait for you guys to signal for him to do it. And then you're going to move where?
I'm just waiting. He's not going to charge directly in, but
And what about
he's
Smiles?
next to me.
Okay. And so you'll wait. So on his turn, Harshnag will try to roll the boulder out of the way. That'll bring us back to the top of the round, but that brings us to the end of tonight's session as our players are surrounding an old tower with a hill giant inside. And when we come back next Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern, we will see what happens inside this tower for our group. So if you missed anything, definitely check it out on the YouTube channel, SirLucien's YouTube channel. You'll be able to see our episodes there. Also, if you swing back by our channel, 8:30 on Thursday, we will be doing the Black Book, or the Black Door campaign, which is another campaign we're running, another 5e campaign. And so definitely swing by for that. Hope you guys enjoyed tonight. We got a lot of stuff out of the way, kind of get back on track as we wrapped up one of this quests, and now starting to move our way towards the other quests and more information. Thanks for joining in chat, and we will definitely have to see you in the next one, and hope everybody has a great night. I'll go ahead and put the character sheets up so you can see that for now, and then I'll just leave streaming up for just a bit, and we will see you all next week. Definitely check out all the other people's channels that are playing. PB has a YouTube channel. You can check her out. Greybeard has a YouTube and a Twitch channel that he does stuff on. You can check him out, and definitely my Twitch and YouTube channel. So thanks, everybody, and we will see you next Monday.
Absolutely, guys. Thank you guys for watching. I know there was a lot of weird things that happened. It is only my second time live streaming, so I saw some drop frames. I'm not always looking at chat. That's not something I ever think to look at. And so yeah, I'll try and improve. Tell me if you guys like it or not, and I will see you guys in the next one on next Monday at 6 p.m. Central Time. So see you guys later. Bye.